it's crazy the stories that we create. The stories that we create at the age of 5, 9, whatever it may be, right? Because it's the stories that we created within ourselves. And there's other stories that are involved as well. The story that has to do with you, the story that has to do with her mom, the story that has to, right? There's just so many different stories within the same situation, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Your lenses are going to be different than her mom's lenses. Her lenses are going to be different than both of your lenses because she is the child. And we did our very best to love her, to fight for her, to be there as much as we can. But there was so much in stake. We were very limited. And there was a lot of brainwashing involved.
Yeah. And the court system's not set up to help anything. It makes everything more complicated, worse, expensive, limiting. I don't know what you want to call it, but it doesn't help any. I don't know if it helps much.
And so I was sharing my story at the retreat, our story, like the difficult, all of that. And of course, our niece was there, Nicole, who we took in
when she was a teenager.
She was a teenager, and her brothers. And so while I'm sharing that, Michaela is crying.
Yeah, because like we're doing, like literally doing one thing, and she's being told something completely different. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why doesn't my dad
fight for me? That's what she was saying, because I told her, I realized the man that Miguel was, because I shared how I was closed to, right? Love and to.
Yeah.
And then I was sharing that story. I realized the type of man Miguel was when he heard about the kids and said, let's go get them. Right? And so I'm sharing this and I'm noticing she's really feeling a lot. And I found out later on our drive home, it was because she was questioning, why didn't my dad fight for me like that? Why didn't my dad fight for me like that? And he's fighting for these kids that aren't even his.
That's tough.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I was trying to share with her, and I say trying because in her eyes, it's like there's no excuse. But then I had to ask her questions. She knows her mom now. She sees things very clearly now. She's opened up to us about what was happening in the home. Yeah. Right? We now fucking know the truth. After 17 years, she's 18, 16 years.
Yeah.
Right? But we don't know her. We don't know Michaela. She's like a stranger to us at this point. Right? Because we don't really know her, as we are strangers to her.
Yeah.
Because there was so much interference.
You know, and I think one of the things that's the hardest is that there's like expectations for things just to be the way they're supposed to be. Right? Mm-hmm. Like this is just how it's supposed to be. And the feelings are all supposed to be there. Yeah. Everything is just supposed to be right.
Right.
Like we are, it's almost kind of like, okay, we already know, we understand what happened, so we should be good. Let's go. Yeah. And it's like, well, not so fast. Yeah, right. I also had that talk with her, you know, afterwards, and it's like, the good thing is that we're all aware of what happened. Now we can build, and it may be awkward and it may be whatever, but we'll just keep building. What we have to do is keep getting together.
Yeah.
You know?
And so during that entire conversation, I remember asking her, because I needed her to try to put herself in your situation to understand you, right? So I had asked her, I said, you have siblings that you grew up with that you've been there from the day they were born.
Yeah.
Your brothers and sisters that live in Virginia. you also have Joey and Audrey that live here in Arizona that you don't see much of. Would you say that you love them the same? And this was so hard for me to really sit with because it is a hard pill to swallow. And
yeah, but it's the truth, right?
Exactly. So she's like, well, I love them both. I love them.
That's not
and
the
I
question.
said, I understand that. But is there a different type of love that you feel for your siblings in Virginia versus Audrey and Joey? And I think that is what helped her to understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it may have hurt her, but I don't want to lie to her. I want her to understand.
Yeah, understand
it's not
it for
that
what
you
it
don't
is.
love Audrey and Joey. You just really don't know them.